I'm still
Okay,
trying to learn
awesome.
how to.
So we're going to go through this super quick because I want to actually go over some examples at the end of conversations that I have had and actually some other top coaches have had, so that it can kind of give you something to go off of, which, by the way, my training website for you guys is, I keep saying this, I'm not a liar, I promise. It is so close to being done. It takes up so much of my time, so I have to do it in the middle of the night. And sometimes I need sleep, just being honest. So, so I'm going to, you guys, it's so close. So I'm going to have this done so that you guys can pass it onto your team and you guys can have it for yourself. But tonight we're going to talk about something that every single person, coach that ever signs up with, at least me personally, always has the hardest time with, and that is inviting. Like, I don't know how to invite on social media. I don't want to sound salesy. How do you have conversations behind the scenes with people? How can you make this company look different than all of the other annoying companies? And, you know, I'm not being mean, but like, that's, people get annoyed by that. So we're going to go over some do's and don'ts, and then we're going to go over some like real life conversations. You guys take notes and make sure you pass this to your teams. If you don't have teams yet, make sure you hold on to it because your team will definitely want this at some point. So, okay, so brand new coach, say you just signed up and you are like really, really excited, and you think about like the first post that you want to do, and usually sometimes your coach will help you, or sometimes, you kind of just do something on your own. And then you put it up on social media and you're like waiting and you're excited and you're expecting like 100 likes and like 50 comments and your inbox to be filled up, because that's how I felt. That's exactly what I did. And that is not what happened. I don't know if you guys had a different experience, but my very first post that I ever did after I became a coach, I'm sorry I look like this, you guys. I just got done working out. My very first post that I ever did was like, it almost got crickets. It was almost like people were like expecting this to be a joke, like that I really wasn't that I really wasn't like going to be doing this fitness thing. So I was kind of like disappointed. I was like, okay, that's not what I expected. I expected, a lot of people to like my stuff. I expected people to comment. I was expecting people to start like want to sign up for my challenge group. Now, needless to say, I had 30 pounds still left to lose when I signed up as a coach. So I was not at my goal weight. So like, that does not, you not being at your goal weight does not trump you from signing up as a coach. So explain that to your coaches. I still had some weight to lose, and I wasn't happy with where I was, but I decided that having a date night with my husband and making a few extra dollars a week to be able to do that was more important to me than doing nothing. Because we decided to be a one income family, which prayerfully, this is what we decided as a team, my husband and I. So, but it didn't come with, I was nervous about starting and I had no idea what I was doing. And I word vomited on everybody. So just so you know, it is 1000% normal to not get 100 likes on your first post. Announcing that you're a coach or having wanting people to sign up for your challenge group, all of that is normal. You're not weird. You did nothing wrong. Okay. I just want to put that out there. That's normal. One of the biggest mistakes that I've seen coaches do, and I've been coaching for 3 years and I've seen coaches come and go. One of the biggest mistakes is they see that and then they get discouraged and then they don't want to keep going. And this is what happens. Let me tell you what happens. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest. I might step on people's toes. I'm sorry, but I'm going to. What happens is these people are looking at your posts. They're seeing that you're starting something new. And for you, it didn't go off how you wanted it to. So therefore you got scared and then you stopped posting. And then you validated their suspicion because they're expecting you to start something and probably quit like most people do. But you guys, everybody that's on this call, are not quitters. You're not. Your coach isn't going to let you give up easily, and I'm not going to let you give up easily. Do we have to tweak some stuff? Yes, we might have to tweak some stuff. Do we have to help make it come across as you're more confident in your posting and make you feel, the more you do, the better you become? And I would say, like, 3 years into the business now, I think I know how to invite somebody through a personal message. But, like, even a year in, it was scary to me. So posting and then getting freaked out and then stepping back and saying, this is not for me, is going to kill your credibility. And you guys don't want to do that. You're going to keep posting even if you get 4 likes and no comments, because what they're going to see is that you're not giving up. You're going to keep posting whether people comment on your stuff or not. I remember somebody always told me, it was one of my personal development favorite people. It was like John Maxwell or something. He was expecting to go to this conference. It was John Acuff. He was expecting to go to this conference, and he thought thousands of people were going to be there. And he showed up into this conference room. It holds like 1,000 people, and only like 20 people were there for his conference. And so he's like a well-known author. So think about that. Let's think about like Lindsay Matway. She's one of the top coaches. Think about like her coming into this thinking she's about to talk to 1,000 people, and there being 20 people there. And so what John Acuff says is, he said, you're going to talk to people as if you're talking to 1,000 people. You're going to keep posting as if you have 100 people inboxing you. Okay? So I want you to think about that. Nobody has any idea who's talking to you behind the scenes. Nobody. So you're going to act like, and you're going to post like, and you're going to talk like you've got some stuff going on. People want to know what you're working with and who you've been dealing with, who you've been talking with, who you've been dealing with. Rush hour, anybody? Okay. Anyway, so my first point, all of that being said, this is my first point. I want you, brand new coaches especially, there's a lot of amazing coaches in this company. Do not try and be any other coach. Don't. Only be you. Only talk like you. Only post like you. Only sound like you. Now, let me tell you something. We have a ton of scripts for you guys. A ton. And I want you to use those scripts, but I want you to change them up and make them sound like you. Because I'll never forget my first video that I ever did. It was right after watching Lindsay. I was scared to death to do videos, P.S. I was like sweating, shaking. I was like, I have to do a video for my challenge group. I need to step out of my comfort zone. Let me make a welcome video welcoming all my challengers to my challenge group. And I did my video, and it was right after I watched Lindsay Matway do her video. And she's talking I love the way she talks, but it is not me. But my first welcome video sounded like her. And it was kind of humbling, because my sister, who is, very honest, she's like, who did you watch a video? Like, that video was not you. And she was like, why did you do that video like that? And I didn't know what she meant by that. And then I kind of was like trying to figure out why she said that. And I remembered that I had just watched like a welcome video that Lindsay Matway did. And I was trying to sound like her, and I wasn't her. I'm like, she's passionate in her own way, and I'm passionate in a very different way. I'm such a cheerleader, and she was, and I was trying to sound like her. And so anyway, what it came across as was not authentic. So no matter what, get awesome ideas from coaches. I want you to dive into the scripts that we have, but I do want you to make it sound like you. I want your pictures to look like you. I want your quotes to be you. I want I want it all to be you, because people are signing up with you because of you, because of how you are. If they wanted to sign up with another coach that talked like that, then they would sign up with that coach. So I want you guys to have the freedom to be you and not try to be anybody else. So also with that, I don't want you to use Beachbody lingo, which is very hard, because it's so easy for you to want to say, hey, all you have to do is get this challenge pack. Now, nobody outside of Beachbody knows what a challenge pack is. Nobody. So when you talk to people on social media, or you talk to people, you can't just say, all you have to do is buy a challenge pack to be in my group. And you shouldn't say that anyway, but what I'm saying is when you talk like that, or when you say challenge pack, or when you say accountability group, you have to almost dumb it down and explain it so that these people understand what you're talking about. So when you're talking about a challenge group, I always say online fitness and accountability group. Because first of all, people say challenge group. Okay, where do we meet up? Do I got to live in your city? Do I come to your house? And you're like, no. So I say online so that they know they don't have to come to my house. Online fitness and accountability group. So a challenge group. Okay, what challenge are we doing? Are we doing who can eat the most wings? Like, what's going on? So online fitness so that they know that they're doing a fitness, something. Accountability, so it's going to hold them accountable for something. Group. So that's what I say to make it sound like it's not a challenge group. And then when I talk to people in private messaging and I'm trying to explain to them what a challenge pack is, I will say what it is called a challenge pack bundle. And then I'll explain to them, you get a Beachbody program of your choice and 30 days of breakfast. And then I put in parentheses Shakeology for a discounted price. So that's what I say when I'm explaining to somebody what a challenge pack is behind the scenes. And then I tell them what all is in it. So I don't just say that. I say you are getting 30 days of breakfast. You're getting a meal plan. You're getting a nutrition guide. You're getting an entire Beachbody program. And am I still here? Am I still here?
I don't know if it's just me, but you hear talking like this. It's a little slow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're breaking up really bad.
Yeah, it said my stuff was unstable.
Great job, Chrissy. That's what I heard too.
I was like, is this the internet?
I was like,
my internet's not doing very well right now.
Can you do that again? No, I'm kidding. Okay, what was I saying?
I think
Challenge packs. Talk about challenge packs.
You were talking about what comes in the bundle. What comes
Yeah. I'm
How you
so
word
easy. Oh my word. Yeah. Okay, so I tell them 30 days of breakfast. I tell them a meal plan, a nutrition guide, an entire Beachbody program, workout DVDs and everything. It always comes with a bonus workout DVD, so I always say that. And then, so 21 Day Fix comes with portion control containers. Size comes with a shaker. 22-minute hardcore comes with a sandbag. So if you're wanting to know like what free gifts kind of come into it, you can check it out in your Beachbody FAQ. If you go to the frequently asked questions and you type in 22-minute hardcore challenge pack, it tells you what comes with it. So I like to explain to them what comes in it so that they're realizing, dude, I'm getting all of that for like $140. So, okay. So all that to say, don't use Beachbody lingo. Make sure you're explaining it a little bit in normal terms. Okay. The second thing, point number 2, and I got to hurry up because I got a few points. Okay. The second thing is to be vulnerable on your Facebook wall. And I know that is so scary, but no one follows anybody who's perfect. If somebody comes across with a 6-pack, no offense to anybody who has 6-packs, but has a 6-pack who eats kale every day and, who is like super mom, okay, everyone's intimidated by that. They're not going to be like, nobody can relate to that. I mean, I don't know, maybe you guys can, but not in my house. I'm usually like in the closet eating dark chocolate. My husband's catching me and he's like slapping it out of my hand. It's a true story. It happens all the time. But that's real life for me. That's what goes on in my house. So when you're posting about stuff, it is okay, and you want to be vulnerable and to open up to people. You want to talk about where you came from because you're not there anymore. And there's so many people that only you can relate to that nobody else can relate to. I know coaches that have had eating disorders that have overcome them. I know coaches that have lost 70 pounds that have overcame binge eating. I know coaches that have overcome depression. My sister has overcome anxiety, big time anxiety from something that happened to her when she was a kid. There's like all these, we have stories. Every one of us has stories. And don't be afraid to share them. And I want you every single day, or maybe even just a couple times a week if you're nervous at first, to share something on your social media page that a lot of people may not know about you. It can be something as simple as, you know, these are 10 things about me that you may not know. It can be something as simple as that, like I hate black olives or whatever. And then you'll say, tell me one thing that I don't know about you. Or it can be something as simple as that. But you want to make sure that every so often you are sharing something new about your life, your struggles that you're going through. You know, that's what I'm trying to do. And as a preacher's wife, it's hard for me sometimes because I'm like, what are people going to think of me? They're going to judge me. You know, what is my church going to think? What is Matt's job going to think? Like, I overthink and overanalyze everything. But what I've realized is that if it's okay with my husband and, you know, then it's okay for me to put on social media. If it's okay for me, if I ask him and he is okay with it, then together we have agreed that it's okay. So anyway, all that to say, everyone has a story. You used to be here and now you're here, and share where this used to be is, okay? Think about it and really, what is it that somebody can relate to that nobody else on this call or nobody else in the world can relate to, because it's only something that you've been through. And I want you to talk about it. Okay. Last thing under being vulnerable is, and I don't think any of you guys have ever done this, but make sure you tell new coaches, don't ever put your link to your Beachbody page on a post that you do on social media. Don't ever do it. The only time you ever want to share your link with somebody is when you are private messaging them, because you don't want to look salesy. And when you put a link up there, first of all, the link, like, I haven't given somebody my actual link, I think, in 2 years, because I'm always talking like on the back end, and then I send them like the customized link. I don't send them the link to my Beachbody website. I actually just went on my Beachbody website and it said I'm 27 and I'm actually 31. 27 was when I signed up as a coach. That tells you how long it's been that I've actually not changed, like even looked at my website. So, okay, moving on. Number 3, you can't reach everyone, but you can reach people like you. So what that is, it relates to number 2, but you want to talk about your problem areas. So, and you want to talk about your strengths. So if you have like amazing legs, tell people what you're doing. Like tell them, if you get compliments on your awesome legs and you are just super strong and there's something that you're doing, tell people about that. Also, in the same sense, talk about your problem areas. Talk about, not being able to lose the last bit of weight after your baby. Because guess who you're talking to right then? People who can't lose the weight after their baby. That's who you're relating to right there, is people who can't lose that weight. So if you have never had to lose or have had to lose 100 pounds before, don't talk to somebody who has to lose 100 pounds. What I mean by that, I don't mean like don't private message them. I'm talking about don't talk on social media in a big, like, what are those things that you run under with the kids? Parachute. Okay, that's what I meant. Parachute. So you don't want to try to get everybody in under the parachute, okay? You have your own story. I can help somebody who needs to lose 100 pounds, but I don't understand where they've been because I haven't had to lose 100 pounds. So I'm not going to talk to somebody and say, hey, join my challenge group if you have 100 pounds to lose. I'm going to say, join my challenge group if you have the last 30 pounds to lose after your baby. Why am I going to say that? Because that was me, okay? Same thing goes with you guys. Figure out what your story is and talk to that person. That person that you're talking to is called an avatar, AVATAR, and you want to talk to that avatar. Who is that avatar for you? Does that avatar have kids? Is she a busy mom? Is she a professional? Does she work outside of the home? Does she want to stay home with her kids, but she can't afford to stay home with her kids yet? You know what? That avatar is you, just a different person, just a different name, just a different look. That's it. So you want to talk to your personal customer avatar. And you can actually Google customer avatar, and it shows you exactly how you can come up with that pretty picture. And some of you guys have already done that. That came up with your customer avatar. Okay. All right. Let's talk really quick about graphics. When you're doing pictures and stuff like that on social media. Now, I'm actually going to have a call, I think April maybe 14th or something, on how I do my graphics, how I make things look pretty, how I do Facebook banners, how I do like all of the behind the scenes stuff that it's taken me a very long time to learn. I'm just going to teach you guys, because that's another question I get all the time is, okay, how did you make this picture go on top of this picture? And you guys do not have to ever do that, but it does make, you want to think about having a picture that's going to stop people from scrolling. You want a scroll stopper. So sometimes I take a little extra time and I put a picture in PicMonkey.com and I just make it pretty. And it takes me 5 minutes, and that way it's just a little bit different. First of all, don't ever put Beachbody images, and I did this, P.S., a lot. Actually, I still have those pictures up from when I started coaching. I never took them down, but I have got stock images all over my post. T25 is on sale for $160. I mean, right there. You don't ever want to use those graphics. Now, what you can do that makes it so much cooler, and you guys would probably agree with me, is you can do a little video of you doing T25, like 15 seconds of you doing like, this is the hardest part of T25, and there's an app, it's called Pick, Play, Post. You can video record yourself doing it. You can put music to it or whatever, and it's an app, and you just upload it from your phone. But don't ever use like just the 21 Day Fix logo and say, join my challenge group. You want to make this so personal. So check your lighting. Make sure that it's like pretty lighting. If I took a picture right now of me, I mean, look how horrible this is. Like my background, you can't see anything. The only light in here is my computer and this like yellow light. So if you're going to take a picture of yourself or a selfie, walk over to the window where it's like beautiful outside and you got amazing lighting, and take a picture of yourself that way. Or, walk outside and do a picture. But like, lighting is everything. When you scroll past a picture that's just like bright and beautiful, you're just like, that is so pretty. But if you're in a dark room and you can't see anything and it's super gray and nobody's going to be able to see that, they're just going to keep on scrolling. So be conscious. It's not like you have to do that, but I'm just saying be aware of it, because you want people to stop and actually read your stuff. Now, I love my kids. I love them. And when I first had Kyson and I was not a coach, I think 100 times a day, every picture I ever posted was just of my kids. That was it. And I love my kids, and I love posting about them all the time. But if somebody sees your name, clicks on your post, and sees that your last 14 posts are just of your kids, it's going to be hard for them to know that you are open for business, that you are a business owner. So, and that could be kids, that could be pets, that could be your dog, that could be your awesome house, that could be whatever. That could be Beachbody. If you post 14 images of you in Beachbody's logos or ads or whatever, people are going to get turned off to that. So this is what I want you to think about. I want you to write down on a sheet of paper 5 things that you love. So for instance, I love my husband. I love my kids, obviously. I love working out. So I do a lot of videos of me working out. I love workout clothes, and I like fashion and like do it yourself kind of stuff. So yeah, DIY. So I will mix those up and have like, I try to do like one of my kids a day. I try to do something of Matt and I every day. I'm a Christian, so I like to do like a lot of stuff with the books that I'm reading, and in my devotional, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about like my brand new Reebok Nano shoes that I just got. So you want to have a variety of stuff. if somebody comes to your wall, would they know that you are an online health and fitness coach by your profile picture and by your last 5 posts? Would they know that you are open for business? So I just want you guys to think about that and just kind of do like a little evaluation of your Facebook wall. And then moving forward, just keep that in mind. Like, okay, I've posted 3 pictures of my kids today. You know, I'll post these 3 in the next couple of days or whatever you think. But that's something that my coach had to tell me. And I was like, oh yeah, you're probably right. Okay, last thing. And then I'm going to show you some examples of conversations so you guys can be pros at inviting. Okay. Number 5, last thing. You want to create, when you're writing your post on Facebook, you want to create some type of urgency. So for instance, every single month before the month starts, I print out a calendar of April off of Google. I go to Google, I print out an April 2016 calendar. I sit it on my desk. It's always on my desk. It never moves. This is not my other calendar that stays in my purse. This is my business calendar that has all of my groups that I'm doing for the month. It has when preseason starts. It has when my challenge group starts. It has the deadline that people need to order their stuff by. Because when people are talking to me, sometimes I'm not thinking like correctly. So I have this on my desk so that I know business-wise when my next challenge group is and when they have to order by. So for instance, most of my challenge groups start the very first Monday of every month. Why do I do that? Because it's easy, and all of my apprentice coaches know that, and most of my market knows that. Every Monday of every month, I'll start a challenge group. Occasionally, for instance, this month I'm doing 2. The only reason I'm doing 2 is because I really wanted to push 22-minute hardcore while it was still on sale. So I decided to start another one at the end of the month. You can do whatever you want. If you are apprentice coaching with another coach, make sure you know what those dates are. So ask your coach, when is your next challenge group? I want to make sure I have those written down so that when I'm inviting people, I don't have to ask anybody. I've got it right here all the time. So I write them down. Make sure, okay, so when you're talking on your Facebook wall, make sure that you make it sound like there is some type of urgency. Like, I've got 2 spots left. I want to fill these bad boys. Message me for more information, or however it is that you want to end your post, but there always needs to be a call to action. So whenever you're doing a challenge group post, there's got to be something for them to do. If it's open-ended, if it's like, hey, let me know if you want to join my challenge group, that if there's no call to action, if there's no like message me now or click like below or say I'm in the comments or fill out this little application, if there's no call to action, then people don't even know what to do. So at the end of your post, make sure there's something for them to do. And then usually it takes like 5 to 7 days for shipping. So what I do is I let people order up until usually the Monday of preseason. That's pushing it, but I close my registration for people ordering the Monday of preseason. So that's the week before the challenge group starts. And most of the time they can get it by Friday or Saturday. Fingers crossed. But if they're a day late, it's okay. Okay. So far, do you guys have any questions? Because I'm going to share my screen and show you guys some conversation examples. What questions do you have? I want you to throw them at me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I have a question. So when you're hosting a challenge group, do you also do the challenge every time?
So that's a great question. Now, so if I'm hosting the group and I say, and say the challenge group post is post everything that you're eating today, then yes, I will always try to post everything that I'm eating today. Now that's why I love my apprentice coaches, because sometimes they do a better job of this than I do. And they will be posting all day long. and so some, like, occasionally when I'm running around and I can't get my post in, they could post for me, or I'll say, hey, do you mind posting for me or whatever. But I try to do it. I try to be an example. But with that being said, my coaches that are in that group help kind of keep that group alive. That's what they're doing. So I always post the challenge group post. And if it's something that I can do, then yes, I absolutely do it. Does that answer your question?
Kind of. I mean, like with the workouts and stuff. So if you start someone on the 21-day challenge, like, do you do the challenge with them or?
Good question. No, I don't.
Okay.
That's a great question. I just keep doing the program that I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I do. Anybody else do anything different? And you can. It doesn't matter. Now, I think I hosted like 7 21-day fix groups, and I've never completed that program yet. Never. I know. I'm a horrible person. But the reason that I did it is because I was not seeing results as fast as I did with Insanity. So I switched programs. And you honestly can do whatever you want. 22-minute hardcore I am doing with everybody. But most of the time I'm not doing the same program. Great question. Okay, any other questions before I show you my screen? Okay. Let's see. All right, this is where you guys might want to take some notes or screenshot something. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
Let's see.
I'll have you in your house.
Try to make it
I'll have you feel come over here and dress. Okay?
Okay.
Now, this sounds silly. Am I the only one with the photos on the right sidebar of everybody talking?
No.
No, mine are there too.
Yeah.
Okay, because can you like slide your screen to the left, because about 1/5 of your post you can't read.
Is that better or no?
Yeah. Well, for
You
me.
can also move the boxes. You can move.
I'm computer illiterate, so that's why. Sorry. I have no shame. I'll be first to tell you. It's just not
No,
me.
I totally get it. Here, let me see. Is this better
I
or
was gonna
worse?
say,
That's good.
yeah, I say just leave it. I'll listen.
That's good. And we can move people over to the left.
Yeah, or you can move them at the bottom too. Well, move them to the left if you can. Okay.
Guess what I just did.
All right. If you guys have like a lot of noise, just mute yourself so that until you have something to say, and then unmute yourself. Okay. So we have 3 options here. This is on my training website, so you guys are going to have access to this. First of all, here's a read first tips on inviting. So kind of like what I've been talking about tonight. If you go to that, this is going to be a bunch of tips that. Okay, so bunch of just different things that, you know, how you can word things, how you can ask them the perfect questions when you're private messaging people. I'm not going to go through all that now, but that will be there. Okay, so this is option 1 is if you have never participated in an online challenge group and you were looking for challengers to join you on your personal journey. So sometimes we have coaches that sign up and they've never been a part of a challenge group and they're ready to dive right in. And they need to know what to say because they don't have any results yet. And they don't have, you know, they've never done a challenge group. They don't really know what to expect. So I just kind of gave you an image right here. This is, now you do not have to post a picture like this, but this is something that you want to post opposed to what we were talking about. This is a stock photo. And the cool thing about Beachbody is they spend millions of dollars every single year in advertising. So we do not need to use their logos because most likely everybody has seen them all over the place on TV, on infomercials, everywhere. So we don't need to use those, but we do need to use pictures of ourselves, and we do need to kind of know exactly what to say. So you guys can jot this down or whatever, but this is what I tell my coaches if they have never done a challenge group before and they'd like to invite friends and family to join you. So this is what a post might sound like. Okay, so I'm kind of excited yet super nervous at the same time. Have you ever seen the infomercials for Insanity? Well, I just committed myself to a 30-day online challenge group using their newest version of Insanity called T25. It's the same results as Insanity, but packed into 25 minutes. Better for this mama's busy schedule. Just found out that there are 2 spots left in the group. If you are wanting to shed some holiday pounds or do a little toning before beach season is here again, like or comment on this post and I will shoot you the deets. So that is not salesy. It's asking somebody to join you in a group. That's what it's doing. And that's awesome. That is super informative, and that's a great way to come across and ask people to come. Okay, the last one that I'll read is, okay, friends, I'm going to need your support. For the last year, I haven't been the healthiest. I feel low on energy, and talk a little bit about how you've been feeling. So you kind of insert your personal experience here. Today, I've decided it's time. I'm drawing a line in the sand right now. I'm sick of feeling this way. And now if I'm going to, and I know if I'm doing what I've been doing, I'm going to continue to keep getting the same results. I'm ready to change and feel comfortable in my skin again. I just joined a health and fitness online challenge group, and I'm committing 100%. I plan to share my journey so you guys can hold me accountable. My coach told me I could invite 2 to 3 people to join me within her group. I'd love to have a few friends by my side. Shoot me a message if you want to join me. So that's another awesome example of a very first challenge group post for somebody who has never been a part of a challenge group before. And then I've got some other examples, but those 2 are probably 2 of my favorite. And it can be, you can grab like a friend's picture, or I'm not talking about like the picture of their face. I'm talking about like maybe a transformation of your coach, or maybe, one of yourself, you want to have some type of picture or something that's eye-catching. It doesn't have to have words on it. I mean, we'll teach you how to do all this, but something that is going to kind of like scroll stop, where people are going to say, okay, what's she doing? What's going on? All right, let's go back to option number 2. If you have participated in a challenge group and you are looking to help me co-host my next challenge group, or your coach, then it's time to share your journey and inspire others. And this is what this looks like. So you've been a part of a challenge group. You've got great results. This is Jacqueline. Jacqueline just went through this. Okay. So here we go. This is for people who've had some awesome results. And this is when you want to be vulnerable, what we talked about earlier, being open, sharing your progress. And here's a really good, some wording over here, but I also have it down here. Okay, friends, I have some super exciting news to share. For the last year, I haven't been the healthiest. I felt low on energy and blah, blah, blah. Last month, I decided to draw a line in the sand. I was so over it. I was sick of feeling fill in the blank. And I know if I kept doing what I was doing, I was going to keep getting the same results. So it's kind of like the first one, just rewording it differently. And then this girl says, I'm ready for round 2. My coach told me I'm allowed to invite 2 to 3 people to join me within her group. I'd love to help a few friends feel amazing as I do right now. Shoot me a message if you want to join me. So that is pretty awesome. Pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of wording. No word vomit, just really to the point. Here's another one. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out a little over here. This is so hard for me to share, so please be kind. But if I inspire one person to make positive changes for themselves, then it's all worth it. And then you're going to share your insecurities, where you came from, where you are now. And then you post a picture and you kind of talk about where you came from and what you look like now and how it's changed your life and that type of thing. So, so that's another example. And then last one I'm going to give you guys before I talk about open the floor up again. Need some new challenge group post material. So this right here, maybe you've just had a really hard time trying to figure out wording for new and upcoming challenge groups. So these are examples of moms that want to get back in the picture. So question for my fellow mamas out there: ever avoided the camera because you had to put on a few pounds, or because you had put on a few pounds and didn't want anyone to see? Well, that has been me for the past 6 months. And I just had a realization this past week that enough is enough. And I want to be in the pictures with my kids, not sitting on the sidelines. I am making a commitment, drawing a line in the sand, and putting myself totally out there right now, and proclaiming 2014 as the year I put myself back in the picture and back on track with myself, with making myself a priority. I'm starting an online Facebook accountability group using an at-home fitness program because who has time to drive to the gym and back? If you see yourself in my story at all, you'll be interested in the details of the group. Like or comment below and I'll shoot them over to you. And then this last one is just an example of a post if you were once in shape but fell off the wagon. Anyone else have that one picture that they keep going back to where they are super fit and wonder why they ever let themselves slack and fall backwards? This is that picture for me. It was, however many days, into my insanity journey. You know, that crazy at-home fitness program you see on infomercials. And I had lost however much weight. I remember how I felt. You just kind of type it in there. And then, but somewhere along the way, I fell back into my old ways and I slowly started adding the pounds on 15 pounds I had lost. Well, it's a new year and I want new and current pictures of myself to be proud of. So I am here ready to recommit and joining a 30-day online accountability group on Facebook with others doing the same. There are a few spots remaining. So if you're in the same shoes and ready for a change, like or comment on this post and I will shoot you the deets. So these are all just kind of like online, or these are for your actual Facebook page. This is for like your Facebook wall. And those are just some examples that you can use. And does anybody have any questions on that really quick? And then I'm going to talk about private messaging before we get off here.
Will we have access to all of these?
Yeah. Yep. They'll be yours.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. I'll scoot this over. Okay. Last thing. I could actually probably do an entire call on what I'm about to talk about, but I'll just keep it to whatever questions you guys have. Let's talk about, oh man. I went back too far. Sorry. Okay. Let's talk about private messaging, inviting really quick. Let's see. Challenge groups, coaching opportunity, 21-day coach training. I don't even know where this tab is. Okay, FAQ. Nope. How to invite through private. There we go. The last one I looked at. How to invite through private messaging. I'm almost done, you guys. Okay, so these are going to be for you too. Use these scripts to help start conversations. Use these scripts to boldly invite to challenge groups. Use these scripts to boldly invite to your team, and use these scripts to boldly invite to your sneak peeking webinars. So I'm not going to go through this because I'm going to give it to you guys, but I'm just going to show you really quick what this will be. So cool thing is you have a bunch of upline diamond coaches who are all in what we call the Diamond Hideaway. And this is, all of these are diamond coaches, and she did a poll on what exactly we say to reconnect or start connecting or relationship building conversation. So this would be awesome for you, Chrissy, because this is something that you were talking about that you are starting to do. So everyone's is different. If you notice, some people say, hey girl, I saw you go to USF or UCF. I just graduated from there. What did you study? That's all she sent. So these are brand new conversations to people that you have not been talking with. Here's one that says, hey love, gosh, it's been years since we've chatted. How have you been? Another one says, hey, awesome vacay pics. Where was that? Another one says, hey girl, I saw you are a vet tech. My kitty has some major hairballs lately. Any suggestions on what I could do? So Super simple. You're just literally asking them a question. You're saying something and then you're ending it with a question so that they have to answer you back. The point is to always to end your statements through private messaging with a question. You never want to say, hey, let me know if you're ever interested, because they probably won't ever write you back. So these are going to be awesome. Hey, Amanda, it's been so long since high school. Kind of crazy, right? Where has my life taken you since MHS? I saw your wedding pictures and they were absolutely stunning. Where was that? Here in Cleveland. So get down, go. Sorry about that. So do you notice how they're all kind of the same, but they're all saying the same thing, but they're all just like reconnecting from, past experiences or whatever. You'll use these scripts to boldly invite to a challenge group. I'll just read a couple of these really quick. Hey, so this is actually, this one right here looks like one that I use. Hey, so this is totally random, but I am doing an online healthy eating and fitness challenge group in a couple of weeks. I would love to have you in there with me. Is this something you might be interested in? So this is something that you're going to say to that person that you were just talking to after y'all have gone back and forth like 5 or 6 times. Actually, after you've seen how she's doing, how everything's going, this might be something that you would say then. This is actually a challenge group invite. And then here's some other ones. Hey, friend, how's it going? Hope you're doing well, enjoying this rainy and cozy fall day. You've probably seen me sharing some information about my challenge accountability group, and I'm starting on November 6th. It's only 21 days long, but it's going to help those in the group see some amazing results. Let me go to ones that are a little less wordy. Okay. Hey, Rachel, thank you so much for the post, love. So this is somebody that just liked her post. It actually got me thinking. I noticed you shared great stuff on your newsfeed as well, and I'm always looking for positive, energetic people to join my fitness accountability groups each month. Having you in my group would be such an asset. Is this something I can tell you more about? I love that one. That's a great one. So those are just a few examples, and then the last one I'll show you is how to boldly invite to your team. These are people that you want to have them be on your team. Okay. Hey girl, how's your day going? I had to stop and message you just to tell you how proud I am of you and the commitment you've made to your program. So this is obviously a challenger that's in her challenge group. I think you've been such an encouragement to other women in the challenge group. Thanks for all you've contributed in there. I have to ask you, have you ever considered doing what I do? You're basically already doing it in our groups. I think you'd be such a great coach. I'm hosting my, and then you put in there 30-minute webinar or backstage pass or sneak peek that explains what joining our team is all about. Are you interested in coming with me? Super easy, simple, straight to the point, encouraging them and then inviting them. And when you invite them to a backstage pass or a webinar, it's just so easy because it's not like you're inviting them to join your team yet. You're just inviting them to just be able to give them more information. That's it. And I usually put every single person in a backstage pass before they sign up. Last one I'll read and then we're going to close this out. Girl, you are awesome. I got to tell you, I'm looking for people like you to join my team. You are positive, hardworking, fun, and inspiring so many people with your lifestyle. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? So those are just some examples, you guys. And scripts are amazing because they're so awesome and you can use them. And sometimes that's the scariest part about coaching is inviting because you don't know what to say. You're like, I don't know what to say, So we're going to get to help you with that. But I hope you guys took away some information. This was like a really hard call to jam pack into 30 minutes, and I didn't do that. I failed miserably. But I wanted you guys to go away with so much information, and I hope that you feel a little bit more confident about posting and inviting on your wall. So I'll open it up for questions for just a second. If we don't have any, we'll just jump off here. But for the next 4 weeks, we're going to have a call that's going to be jam-packed with some more information for you guys, just so you can feel a little bit more comfortable with what you're doing, especially newer coaches that are just like information overload and freaked out and have no idea what they signed up for. Jacqueline's looking at me like, yeah, Jess.
Okay, so I do have one question.
Yeah.
When we do, I do have some people really interested in becoming coaches.
Yeah.
But can I send them to your Backstage Pass, or is it something that I have to make?
No, most of my coaches send them to my Backstage Pass.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And so what you'll do is just go to day 1 where the video 1 is and just tag them and say, hey, this is day 1.
Okay,
That's what I do.
easy.
So yeah, yep. Anything I have, you guys are more than welcome to have, or your coach may have one. So just, check in or whatever. Anybody else has a question?
Well, so the Backstage Pass that you have, that you're not opening a new one anymore. Sorry. You're not opening a new one anymore, and you were just tagging people in the days, right? So
Yeah.
I tried to do that with Chrissy, and she was like, "Well, all the videos are already here," and so she just like did it all. But it was like I was trying to figure it out, and I thought that was a little confusing.
Okay.
Like tag them through the day, or so should I open a new one every time? I mean,
Okay.
I'm doing my own, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's what I'm struggling with. I don't know if I should. Okay, so I decided I meet with a corporate mentor every week, and I was talking to her about this, and there was some other like coaches on there or whatever, and so they don't ever open up a new one. They just post a big announcement that they're about to whatever I said, I don't even remember, but like they're about to start a new cycle of a Backstage Pass. And if you want to stay in there, that's great. If you don't want to, that's great. This is the only cool thing about keeping it in that group is you've got all those coaches or potential coaches that are in there that are going to see people being tagged, and that might remind them, oh, I need to watch that video if they never did. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only bad thing is like those coaches that are in, or those potential coaches that are in there, they kind of have to stay engaged if they stay in that group. Not engaged, but they're going to keep seeing the post because people are going to keep, commenting. But I'm not sure how successful that's been. So I'm up for not doing that anymore and just opening up a group every time. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So we'll see. I had a really high success rate at first with coaches that I put in the Backstage Pass, and for some reason it's kind of like, I don't know. So anything else, you guys? I am so thankful all you guys came on here. This just means that you are dedicated to your work, that you probably are so confused, but you know what? You're here at this training, learning more, wanting to be better, going to grow your team, going to be leading your own team calls just like this one day. I'm so proud of you. I sat there and thought I'm never going to lead a team call when I first started. And I'm leading a team call. I said I'd never do that. And you guys, you're probably thinking, I'll never do that. And just wait. You will. Especially if you keep showing up, because that is what gets you better. It's just team calls and like community and, us getting to sit down and chat. So anyway, enough of that. Okay. I am going to let you guys go. You go spend time with your families. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Okay.
I haven't checked, but.
Sorry.
Bye. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Jess.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.
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 Yeah, that hurt.